Welcome to Marriage Monday with Jeremiah and Savannah Jennings. The Jennings own Growing Green Landscapes and are very happily married. In this podcast, Jeremiah and Savannah discuss the wins, losses, good times, bad times, and everything in between pertaining to owning a business while maintaining a healthy marriage along the way. We hope you enjoy the show.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode today here on the Growing Green Podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and I am so excited to come to you with another fresh new Marriage Monday for you today. Savannah's in the background acting like an actual... There's no words. Welcome to the show, guys. Welcome into another Monday here. Hope y'all are doing well. If you're new to the show, then... well, here we go. I don't even know what to say. If you're returning to the show, you know that you should not be shocked. It is another Monday here, and we're excited to be coming to you this week. Savannah's joining us. Are you excited to be here today?
Yes.
You're doing good?
Great.
I've never seen Savannah didn't just get a mood to record a podcast, so who knows where this is going to go today. I told her she's leading the show. I do not feel good, but...
You're not leading the show?
Yeah, you are. You're leading the show.
Okay.
Oh man, guys, it's been a crazy week. Hope everybody's doing well and just rock and rolling through. We had anything crazy happen this week? Nothing I can think of.
No.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
By the end of the week, I'm so thinking about the next week.
Yeah,
it's hard
so
for
much
me.
has happened. Yeah.
My mind is on everything. We have a big week this week, I feel like. And, well, I do. I guess you might not. But I just feel like I'm not thinking about this past week. I don't remember it. I don't know.
It's wild. We are already through April.
That is really crazy to think about.
1 day? 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days.
2 days away from being in May, which is just
summer
craziness.
That's what we were driving to church this morning. I was like, I feel like it's summer out already.
Yeah.
And kids are going to get out of school next month. It's so wild.
Yeah, Savannah's family has property at the lake, and we were talking about that yesterday. It's about time to start going up there and hanging out on Saturdays and stuff. Just having a good time together, enjoying family time. It's that time of year where we're outside a lot more. It's light longer. You guys that are East Coast, man, it stays light to 9:30.
Yeah, I love that for y'all.
That's wild. I can't imagine that. But here at our place, it's dark midsummer. The latest point is 8:30, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
But right now it's probably 7:15, 7:30.
Is everyone's toddler I saw something about how when you reach this point where being outside is not an option. If it's nice outside, being outside is not an option according to your toddler. It's not an option. If it's nice outside, it's not an option. Whether
you
or not
will be outside.
You will be outside.
Yeah.
And Jack raises absolute all heck if we try to come inside.
Yeah.
We're about to turn our backyard into an oasis for, I guess, a toddler, not for us.
Yeah.
Because Jack he's so
sees
content.
Blue skies and he's got to be out there.
Yes, 100%. He wants to be outside all the time.
And as long as he can run around, he's good.
Yes.
If you could just baby-proof everything and let him run. Yeah,
exactly. That's the problem I'm getting at is, we're in this in-between right now to where, he can run, but he's still not, steady enough to,
he can't fluently go up and down stairs.
Yes, and navigate, big, jumps and steps and slopes and stuff like that. And our backyard's not totally flat.
Yeah.
And it's not all, good grass, if that makes sense. To a certain
the bottom
point,
half is rocky.
Yeah. And also, I'm very worried about snakes. So we can't just there's no relaxing for us if we go outside. So it's just we just chase him around. Yeah, and we're doing that patio, so we can't let him do that. I spent, how long did I spend getting the back deck in a night?
30 minutes.
Okay, no.
Maybe an hour.
I spent a decent amount of time getting stuff together.
For you doing yard work, yes, it was a long time.
I cleaned up our back porch, blew it off.
We've got big pine trees over it, so it's messy.
All of our our little chair cushions and stuff, and got a little toddler water table and some chalk and bubbles and stuff to get out there. I had to put one of his little bikes out there and put a gate up so he couldn't get down the stairs. I spent a lot of time, I feel like getting that.
Yeah.
Didn't care.
There's good intentions.
Did not care. Started throwing stuff off the side of the porch, and then all he wanted was to go down the stairs. Being outside on the deck wasn't good enough with the water table, with the chalk, with the bubbles.
Guys, if you don't have
I was
kids
like,
yet,
whatever.
good luck.
Whatever.
I say good luck in a good way. It's awesome, but it is
have we
so
talked about that
challenging.
thing on here that I saw, which is really, truly probably the most true thing I've seen so far when it comes to like relatable parenting? Is like that says having a baby won't change your life, having a toddler will.
Yeah. Yeah, literally.
Literally.
Having a toddler boy.
We
If you have
tried
a
to
girl,
go
it
to eat
doesn't
with
count.
like new friends from our Sunday school class today. I was mortified. Absolutely mortified.
I wasn't mortified.
Oh, I
It was
was.
just annoying. I mean,
I was.
everybody else there has toddler boys. Well,
They
no,
weren't acting like that.
No, everybody else doesn't have toddler boys. There's a
They
couple of people
baby
who are
boys.
gonna have baby boys who are gonna turn into toddler boys.
There was a toddler boy there, and he wasn't acting anything like Jack.
But he was a totally different. He was. I'm telling you, and guys that have kids, I would love to hear feedback on this. Like, the communication has to change everything.
Yeah, so like a tiny note of this is, we haven't even talked about this on here, but Jack's actually going to start speech therapy, like when this
Well, yeah,
week.
that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying Jack isn't to the point.
But it's what you're saying,
He
though.
wants to communicate,
It's
but
a
he just can't
communication
yet.
thing.
Yes.
But he is to a point where he should be
Yeah,
able to,
yeah.
but
His lip
words aren't
and tongue
coming.
were tied for a long time.
Yeah, we just recently did all that, and then he's going to start that. So we're hoping, like, maybe once communication gets a little bit better, maybe some tantrums and meltdowns can hopefully be avoided
Yeah, resolved.
or resolved easier. But yeah, the other children were not acting like that.
But they will be. And that's the other kid that was there that was toddler was on the 3 side of being a toddler, not the coming up on 2 sides. So like it's a totally he can fluently communicate, he can run around.
God, these
like,
are our terrible twos.
yeah, we're getting them early.
Like, y'all, if it's worse than this, like, I don't know. I don't. What are we going to do?
Oh, my goodness.
No, like, I don't know. Like, I'm genuinely curious. I don't know.
If anyone's ever been around Jack, and a lot of you guys have at events and things, like you've seen, y'all haven't even been around him for what 6 months. Was LAL the last time that he was there? And he's a totally different kid, guys. He's wild.
Oh my gosh, what was it? He met the girls today, like our Sunday school teacher and her daughter, and we were walking out of church, and I was like, "Tell him bye bye." And sometimes Jack has like a really cute little voice, like he'll say bye bye. He said bye bye, like he literally did like this little demon voice, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, they think our kid is a freak."
Oh my
he is
goodness.
a freak. But anyways,
welcome to parenthood. Welcome
unpredictable
to parenthood.
toddlers.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people out there who are don't even know what's coming for them, and there's a lot of you that are laughing at us. Like
100%.
Y'all are
And
like y'all don't know anything.
Yeah, we still don't. And you know what? He could be. I probably shouldn't say that out loud. Like manifest that he could be like a worse 3-year-old. But he could be. We don't know what we're getting ourselves into. We just know where we're at right now.
This is one day at a time. One day at a time. But it is fun.
Day. It's an hour.
It is fun.
He's bipolar.
Fun. So
he flips like nothing I've ever seen.
It's part of them learning their emotions and things.
I know. It's just so funny how you have all these thoughts and ideas of how you're going to parent and like how you're going to actually react to all of it. And then it happens and you're like on hour 5 of like laughing and crying and screaming. And you've run through every single snack you have in the house and you've already been outside for 4.5 hours and you just want to sit down.
Well, if you can't tell, this has turned into a parenting show today. What have we learned parenting in the last 6 months? We haven't done a parenting show in a while.
I was thinking about that today, and I think, like, what have we learned parenting with each other? I think something that I've learned throughout all of this, I think my biggest thing, and I kept thinking about this all day today after our Sunday school class, we talked about conflict resolution and just communicating, and then another like set of parents started talking about, because there's some people that are pregnant and they were just doing parent advice, I guess is kind of their thing, and they were talking just about some of the early stages and things that you do well and try to how to get through that. But I think something that I've tried to really do and be aware of, and we might have talked about this on the show before, but is that we are equal parents. And I think that that's easier said than lived out, especially for moms. And dads, I think, can be semi-guilty from another standpoint of, and what I mean by that is there's so often that I was very critical, not meaning to be, of the way you were doing things or of the way you choose to do things or your decisions when it comes to Jack or even down to like the clothes that you were going to put on him or the way you were going to cut up his food or the decision that you were going to make to do something with him outside. And, you know, whatever. Some of that is safety. Men are sometimes not as cognizant of that. But I think I finally had to come to this, like, we both are learning. We have to give each other grace in the fact that this is new for everybody, that we're both learning how to be parents, and you don't need me scolding you or criticizing you for what you're learning and the way you're learning it. And I need to respect that you're just as much Jack's parent as I am. But in the same side, I think sometimes it's easy for like men to kind of just assume that the wife like wants it done a certain way, so she'll do it, or that the mom does this or whatever. Like you're not giving me anything right now. Like, what are you
I'm
thinking?
listening. Yeah, I'm listening. I'm processing.
So I think that goes both ways. Like as the mom and the wife, I have to be aware that is also that. I'm trying to think about how to word this in a way that isn't going to sound weird. That hurts your pride a little bit too.
What?
Me constantly correcting you and trying to tell you how to do
100%,
it.
Yeah.
You know, like that is something that like, you know, I have to be aware of in communicating how things I prefer or whatever when in response, like, I don't know. I'm rambling at this point.
No, you're
Why
good.
Are you laughing at me like that?
Because the dog has been trying to get in here for the last 10 minutes. And
it's not the freaking toddler, it's the dog. Like, I can't.
You can't win for losing.
No.
It is, no, that's a very good point. It was something that we talked about early on. We probably talked about it here before about like, you are equal. You both have to find kind of your roles. And we talked about defining roles a lot. And you have to have your roles in parenting as well. Like,
to a degree, but like we've talked about how like we
were a lot better.
Is not,
no, we're not traditional.
Yeah,
that doesn't. I'm not saying just because you have roles doesn't mean you're traditional roles. We were a lot better off when we defined what we were going to do. When we defined like, hey, I'm doing this portion of bedtime and you're going to do this portion, and we're going to just try to stick to this. We'll change it up every once in a while if you get like. Need to change.
Yeah, but
scenery.
I understand what you're saying, but like what I'm saying is like you do your portion of bedtime, but that doesn't mean that I stand over you and watch how you're doing it, because that is a very real thing. Like for moms, especially, you know, in like
for you to want to do that,
the baby thing, for you to have control, because it's easy to, especially if you're home with the baby.
Yeah. You
spend the majority of the time. So you feel like you know them better. You know their preferences better. You know, which passy they prefer, or, you know, how often they want their snack. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like different little tiny things. But if I don't let you get to know your child and your preferences, and I'm just telling you how to do everything all the time and how he likes it and whatever, then that's not allowing you to learn and grow and become a parent like I am.
Yeah, and it would hurt. Like it would make a lot of people upset. Do the guy's side, because like if they're gone all day working and providing, and you're staying home with the baby,
like
then,
you're only making them feel worse about the fact that they're not around more.
Yeah,
which like isn't a willing choice. Like I mean, it is they're willing to do it, but it's not like they're out golfing all day every day, like having the time of their life. You know, they're working hard to provide.
To allow that opportunity,
Yeah, and so I try to think, because I think
the questioning thing was huge. Yeah.
Well, and I struggled with that a little bit in the beginning when I was still working 2 days a week and Jack was so young, and you'd have him some, or, you know, mom or mother-in-law would have them or whatever, and at the end of the day, people would try to tell me what Jack liked or like where this was or, you know, why he was doing so. I don't remember, just like preferences and how to do things, and it just made me like take a step back and be like, why are you telling me what, you know? And I think that's such an easy thing for moms, but we do it all the time to dads, and they're just as equal, you know, as a parent. But I think what I was talking about earlier is how sometimes dads can kind of just like settle into that and kind of use that as an excuse.
Yeah, like you want it done this way so you can just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it happens so often that the dad kind of just stops trying and because mom's big thing a lot of the time is how they like things done without asking.
Yeah.
You know, you want to do it or you want them to be proactive. Well, when you spend half the time telling them what to do and how to do it and where to put it and where stuff is and whatever, well, then how can they be proactive because they're used to just you telling them what to do?
Well, and from the guy's point of view is like if you do want something done without asking and then they do it and then you go behind them and fix it.
Or they're critiqued. Or whatever.
Or critiqued, like that's gonna make you. It's gonna make me not do it at all.
And we've talked about that, like, you know, the attitude behind it, and it's more of the thought, the thought that counts. You know, whatever. That kind of got off on a tangent, and I didn't mean for it to. But I just with parenting, that's something that I've learned is we are both navigating this, and whether I think there's a right or a wrong way to do it, or you think there's a right or a wrong way to do it, we got to come to that conclusion together, and it doesn't. We're on the same team, you know, like we don't need to be telling each other all the time or correcting each other when we're just doing our best. Like, you know, we talk about that all the time. At the end of the day, we're all just doing our best trying to figure this out. And it doesn't help if your partner, if your wife or your husband who's supposed to be learning and doing and in it with you is constantly trying to correct you or you know, critique how you're trying to learn and be a parent.
Yeah, that's where I would go next is like the not even so much telling you how to do it, but the critiquing and the questioning. Like that was something I was really bad about that. I was bad about that. We've had a lot of knockdown dragouts about that. Like it was because like I would just I don't know. It's definitely I guess it's a pride thing, but it's like at the end of the day, like I would. And at the end of the day,
I forget about that. Yeah.
At the end of the day, I would be right. Like a lot of the time.
Well, a lot of the stuff we're talking about wasn't always parent related.
Well, yes and no. A lot of times it was though. It was about like do this or do that or feed him this or feed him that or put him down here. Like,
and that was a pride thing that maybe not a pride thing. So the questioning thing, now that we are like actually talking about that was more you. Like,
I would question you.
You questioned me all the time.
I would, my thing is like, let's find the most efficient way. And it's a downfall, I guess, of like being the entrepreneur side of me is like, let's find the efficient way, the best way, the most effective way, the fastest way. And so like, that's how I think and process. And so like, if you weren't doing that, I was going to correct you on that. And, at the end of the day, like this sounds so bad to say out loud. I was right. Like my way was faster. My way was more like it was better. It was,
but that
not
doesn't
every
mean
single
that
time.
My way was wrong.
Let me get there. Yeah, not every single time was that right, but
right.
The overwhelming majority, I was right at the end of the day. But that led to like us thinking. Do you think that you could do nothing right? And I would just correct you about everything, and like then it would just turn into this nasty cycle of you getting. I would correct. And you would get upset, and then we would just be like, well, I didn't mean it, and blah, blah.
Well, and I would just get resentful, and it would just becoming, like, it's what we're talking about. It would just become annoying because I knew that everything I was going to do, you were just going to try to question the way I did it. And I was already struggling with the fact that I was working and not with him more. And so to feel like I was coming home after not have been with him and still was going to be questioned as a mom, like, it was hard. And
it was hard. And my thing was like we had no ill.
There wasn't ill intention.
There was no ill intention behind it. It was just something that we physically had to work on, and I have to get better at. Like that. Yeah. There are things in life and in your relationship, like that is the whole purpose of marriage counseling, coaching, getting with other people, having accountability people that you talk to. Like it's not you don't have bad intentions behind what you do. It's just a thing that you struggle with. Like you have to improve yourself. If you're not trying to improve yourself or your relationship, then what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why would you try to be married for 15, 20, 30, 50 years and not improve along the way. And so I see a lot of people that like we're around and just in public and things like you see them, they're older, they're middle aged and they've been married and you see the things that they struggle with. And I'm like, these are things that we could be fixing early on.
Yeah.
And this is one of them that if we did this for another 5 years or 10 years or 20 years,
right,
you would just get used to it.
Yeah.
By that point, we would be 50 years old and you would be used to it. And we would just turn into an argument every single time.
Which just blows my mind. Like, I've been thinking about that so much recently. Just, conversations that we've had and what I feel like God's been teaching me and just a lot of different things is how often, and this is tied into what we're talking about, like you questioning me and this comes back to even like our marriage about, me being like worrying about stuff and like all of our conversations related to work and that, like how often are we just like chalking this stuff up to it's just how we are, or that's just how he is, or that's just like my personality. Well no, that's not something that's just how you are. Like that's something that's an area that you need to work on, and when it comes to like your marriage and your family, like it's obviously important enough to do so.
Yeah, if you focus on like the negatives and you don't try to make any changes.
Right. Like but just like think about that. Like how often do you just make that excuse? That's just how he is, or that's just how I am. Like, what do you want me to do about it? Well,
yeah.
Admit it and work on it.
Yeah. And I think it's scary. The scary thing is when you admit it and you don't do anything about it. That's the scary, like,
that's what I'm saying. Like when you just are like, yeah, that's just how I am.
You're actively admitting you have an issue,
but you aren't willing to put in the work.
It. Yeah,
right.
And then it comes back to just, that's laziness. That's not. Right. There's no discipline involved, and that's everybody struggles with that. Everybody has a sin nature. If you're on the earth and you breathe the oxygen that I breathe, like you have a sin nature, and that's what. At the end of the day, that's what it is. Like that is it is doing things that cause hurt, cause pain, you and again, you don't have ill intentions necessarily. It's just the fall of man. And like when I sit here and critique and question you, then it turns into it is a source of negativity. It is a source of stress. It is a source of like disagreement. And so when you figure out these things and you bring them to the surface, and this is why like we talk about this on the show, we've had like open raw discussions on Marriage Mondays before about like airing our stuff out to us. To some extent, like talk about this stuff. Why are you the fact that you can't talk to you're afraid to talk to your spouse about things is a little worrying to me. Like that is the one person you should be able to tell everything to.
Right.
And if you can't talk like through your issues, then that's
now like, yeah, but you both,
I'm saying like your issues with each other, like your day to day, like everybody has personal issues they struggle with that you won't
No, I know. I just mean like it comes down to like being able to effectively and communicate in a healthy way.
Yeah, but I'm saying people don't try. Why would you go 10 years? Why would you go a year and like obviously have an issue that you're dealing with and not address it? And if you can't address it the right way and get progress between the two of you, why would you not look for help outside of that? Like that's the thing is, so many people look down on counseling or coaching or whatever verb you want to put on it. Like, go get help from someone. Go have a conversation. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Go get in a room with 5 or 6 other couples that are in or near the same stage of life as you, and just talk. Like, just talk. Like, I don't know why why is that looked down upon? Why are issues not brought up in small groups? Why are issues not brought up in Sunday school classes or just friends, like dinner parties, whatever you want to call it? If you're out and about with 6 or 7 other people, married couples that are doing life the same way as you, why can you not talk about things openly?
I mean, talking about it, I think oftentimes people don't like to do that because when you bring up those issues or you bring up deeper problems, it starts to get heightened and it can get a little like, uncomfortable.
What was the thing we talked about today? If your heart rate gets above 100, like you're talking about an issue in between you,
and you started to get kind of heated, and your heart rate gets above 100. She said, like
your brain actually shuts a portion down.
Yeah, and you can't make
rational decisions
rationally because you're. I believe it would kind of send you into like more on a fight or flight mentality when you get that high of a heart rate.
But I'm saying open discussion, like that is where some of the best things come from, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that's just, I see what you're saying, but bringing things like that out in the open with bigger groups of people is just...
You don't have to have 20 people. I'm saying the 4 or 5 couples that you're closest to.
Okay, well, 4 or 5 couples is...
10 people.
10 plus people.
You know some thruples?
Okay. Like...
That was funny. Don't act like that. It
was hilarious. It gets a little embarrassing because then you're talking about things you've done wrong in areas that you're not like you like sitting around with your friends talking about all the things you don't do well and the things you do wrong.
No,
the reason.
Yes and no. It doesn't really bother me that much. I don't know. Maybe I'm the exception to the rule there. Like I
don't want to sit there and admit to my friends the way that I treated you poorly or the way that I reacted was.
Well, you don't turn it in. You don't turn it into like look what I did wrong. It's look what we struggle with as a couple. Because I promise you, probably 80%
of airing everything out and having your issues.
You don't have to air every single thing out to the public. I'm saying like your issues that you struggle with, that every other couple struggles with, conflict resolution, like the taking the trash out, all the jokes we made this morning, and is like those are all things that can be talked about. And 85+% of couples that are married deal with that stuff. And like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it boils down to like kind of what Taylor was trying to say today is that like different people have different responses, reactions, timelines. Like a lot of things depend on the couple, depend on the person, how they respond and react, and how they treat the situation. You can have the same situation, but you put 8 different couples in there, and 4 out of the 8 could do everything completely different. And the way they handle it, react, feel about it.
This brings me to a show that we should reminisce on here and refer back to. From Destin, Florida, a late night show with the Almonds. On, let's see, I'll find the episode real fast. It was episode, let me get it pulled up. Episode 360 from middle of February. 360 and 363. Go check those episodes out. We kind of talked through some of this, like a little bit of conflict resolution, like what does your spouse want to hear? How do you address situations? Because this is a stressful time for everybody this time of year. Like it just is. It's spring rush. It's everybody's on edge. Your wife is home with the kids late night because you're out working, you're mowing. All those things that come into it. Like you're working late because you got the business to keep keep afloat, and you got guys calling out and things breaking, and all that stuff happens. And it gets very stressful. So make sure that you're on the same team. Make sure you're chasing the same goals. And a lot of that goes into play what we talked about today of just like working with each other, not turning against each other. Because at the end of the day, that's what you're on the same team. Right. You're chasing the same things.
Exactly.
So when you can realize that, that's when you see true change, I think.
Yeah, I think you see change because once you realize you're on the same team, it changes the way you treat each other. Yeah.
And throw a Bible verse in here at the end. Colossians 3. This is the chapter we're working through today. Go read the end of Colossians 3. It was like the last 10 verses maybe, but it's essentially like it is attributes you could look at yourself as when you are in a discussion, you're in a disagreement, an argument, like refer to that. Talking about how Christ loved the church and how we are called to love our spouse and the attributes that go along with that. Whereas if you're fighting or you're struggling, you're arguing, you feel one certain way, look at those, pull out the attributes of those passages and like say, hey, does my life reflect this right now? So, and the way that you're speaking and communicating and acting, is that reflecting those things? Yeah, because they're all very positive things. And, we were talking about when you're doing that, it's harder for your spouse to be mad at you. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Because that's just the reality. And I think you got to work through the sarcasm point too, though. Like, you have to come in it with like a true, genuine desire to be better, both of you.
Yeah.
If you get caught up in like playing a game of like, oh, let's be nice and blah blah blah, like it's cute and all, but then when you try to get serious with it and you do that, then it turns sarcastic and then you don't get anywhere.
Right.
You take steps backwards in that matter, I would say. So that's kind of what we've worked through this past week. Parenting has been fun. We've adapted. We're growing every single day. I hope you guys are growing as well. It's not easy, but it is. I wouldn't change it for the world. I wouldn't change where we are now. I'm excited for where we're going to go. We look forward to seeing you guys in Montana. That was last year. Together in the trades in the Bahamas this year. It's going to be a great trip. Hope you all got signed up and ready to go.
Gotta get my passport.
You got to get your passport. Yeah, get that stuff figured out beforehand. I need to make sure mine isn't expired.
Surely
I don't think it is.
How are you like old enough to have an expired passport?
How long do they last?
I think like 10 years.
Oh, I don't know. I have no clue how long they last. So I have to check on that. But the last time when did I leave? I left right before COVID.
Yeah.
Went to Honduras.
I would have a very active passport if we hadn't got married.
Yeah. Change your name.
Yep.
Well, guys, I hope that brought some value to you today. I hope that you enjoyed it, hanging out for a little bit this evening. Nothing crazy. Stay tuned for next week's show. We're going to have some really, really awesome guests on that I'm excited about, and it's going to lead to some really good conversation, I believe, of growing a business, staying married, raising kids, all of that in between that's happened with this couple. I'm excited to share here with you on the show next week on Monday. So come back for that. And it's going to be a great, great time. So this week, we'll be back here Wednesday and Friday for some more shows, talking all things business, life, and everything in between with yours truly, myself. But anyway, y'all have a great weekend or week ahead. We're not going to the weekend. Y'all have a great week ahead. Go crush it this week. Get out there and make some money. If you are looking for a software to run your company, guys, Element is changing our company like day by day right now. You got any questions, reach out. I would be happy to answer any questions that we can with that. You can DM me, email me, whatever in between, and I want to help you however I can with any questions on software. If it's the right fit for you, when it's the right fit, all of the things there that we can do. So check that out. And Equip as well. Equip is coming up 6 months, just about 6 months away. So use code GG50 to get registered. The early bird pricing of $12.50 if you use that code there, and we appreciate that. Appreciate all the love and support, and we do get a little bit of kickback there, so it just helps go back into the podcast fund and the stuff that we're trying to do here. We're going to be doing some new content with the business, some more hands-on aerial from the sky views. So excited to bring some of that in here. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. It has been an honor to come to you here on a Monday. Y'all go crush it this week. Have a great week ahead. And without any further ado, that's going to wrap this one up. And we look forward to catching up with everybody here on the next one.